on item 5, PSIC office multi-projects update hearing. We are lobbying.
Last year we were awarded 5 TAs, so we've been doing real well. We've only got one that's in progress, which is a good one to have in progress. We've gone through the communications tabletop, which you heard presentations at one of our meetings from Rob Raleigh from Coconino County. We did our unit tech course up in Flagstaff. The mobile comms vehicle support, we've got great SOPs for the toad and the bullfrog, fixing smart auctions. We did a lot of work on this. We've got a really good document system in every toad, electronic and hard copy available so people understand how the vehicle works. And you can just open it up. It pretty much walks you through what equipment's in there, how the equipment works, and what the procedures are for that. And then as a bonus, we got a video SOP, which we'll show you just a taste of that. Mark did a really good job of walking through by video how each of these pieces of equipment work as well and how to set up the vehicle. We also have our in-progress one that's going to be the outreach planning and data collection for broadband, which Michael's got and he's working on. So this is one of our videos. The one thing that's cool about it is it's broken up into pieces. So if you just want to watch a little piece of it, you don't have to watch the whole thing to find what you want to, like how to go to the satellite. So this is an overview video. Or not.
The ATOM Toad, classified as a quick response communications vehicle, is available for rapid deployment throughout the state and can be set up in approximately 45 minutes from scene arrival. The vehicle's primary purpose is to provide advanced communications support to incident responders for a short time, 48 to 72 hours. The vehicle is designed to ensure that on-site public safety officials have interoperable radio connectivity with one another as well as to local infrastructure, even in areas with no fixed coverage. Communications capabilities include radio communications for a wide variety of users across multiple spectrums via the onboard ACU 1000. Inside and outside the vehicle, users connect to the internet via the onboard network that includes a wireless access point for external users. Fixed IT telephone connectivity is through an onboard broadband satellite system. The vehicle includes an IP camera mounted on an extendable mast with pan-built zoom capabilities and viewing inside the vehicle.
Loaned us their code for the day. We went up and found an amazing park up there and just spent the day going through creating these videos. And like I said, each one's a little piece so that you don't have to watch the whole big thing. You can hear Mark's voice on all of them. He did a fabulous job. I mean, they walked through everything. We had some great tech support when we were going through this in terms of lots of diagrams, lots of things like that as well. So one of the things we've talked about that we want to do as a next step is marketing, make sure the agencies know what's out there and what these can do and how to get a hold of them. So there's also, you notice probably on there that there's contact information for how to call a toad out. And that's in the SOP as well as our statewide TICP, which is going to be done at some point.
Karen, are those posted somewhere?
Not yet. I know, have you gotten a blessing yet to put them on your website?
We're going through the whole marketing scheme.
Okay.
And we do have the net. One day is now our CIO, marketing CIO person. So she's moving forward with revamping the website and stuff. So it'll be a couple months maybe. But eventually they will be available.
Yeah. The goal is to have them on it so that you have access to them. And we talked about putting just this one, which is kind of that overview on our website too, or a link to their video to see it so that people can see what it has to do. They're really nice, and some people are visual. They want to see this type of thing rather than just reading in the books that we got. It's a great opportunity, and somebody wanted to give us free stuff, so why would we say no? UMA has their big P going on, their Border Interoperability Demonstration Project. They've gotten quite a few TAs through this project. They've done their TICP, came out very nice. They have been distributing that to their users across the region. They also had a communications-focused exercise workshop, which we also broadcast over the web, that was integrating communications into exercises. And then they just had their functional exercise on the 1st, where they brought in all their agencies and they showed how they can use data and how they can use their radio across a very large group of people with state, local, federal, and tribal. Their CAD system's pretty interesting because they can take calls and pass them on to each other between all the different agencies. And so somebody answers a call, they don't necessarily have to say, make another phone call, they just enter a CAD call for service and push it off to the right agency. And then they can all add data to that, or add remarks to that call together. So they've got some pretty good stuff going on down there, so we went through, we assisted with that, and then they'll be having an after-action report on it in November. The other thing they've got coming up in the beginning of next year is they're going to be doing SOPs, taking some of the after-action items from their data and their radio and putting together some SOPs for that regional system. And then they're going to be presenting to give us more information firsthand in February. Tomorrow, we are going to be up in Yavapai County doing their TICP with them. We've had a kickoff workshop with them already. We'll be doing their development workshop. Good opportunity. We really want to encourage people to attend November 19th, the value proposition of the communications unit. We recognize there's challenges with upper management sometimes, understanding the value of bringing a COML and COMT in, which isn't required probably with this group, but we really want to encourage people to get their upper management to come in. We're bringing in 3 speakers. We've got Mike Worrell, who's going to talk about, similar to what he did at the SIEC meeting, what he did as part of the dealing with the firefighter tragedy and the communications challenges there. We're bringing in Brett Lee from CNCPD, who's going to talk about his experiences some more day-to-day with events and such. And then we're bringing in Mark Cady from Worcester Fire, who was deployed out to Sandy, and is going to bring in some COML and COMT experiences that he's had as part of a group up there that gets deployed a little more frequently. So that's going to be November 19th. It's in the morning. The PSIC meeting is in the afternoon. Break you for lunch for a little while, and then I'm going to come back. But I think it's going to be a pretty exciting seminar. So we're looking forward to that.
Just a little typo. Yes, till 12 a.m.
You want to come at midnight?
Well, you know.
Come on. It's a really long one. Thank you. PSIC meeting in the afternoon, and then first quarter next year we're putting together, like working on a communications unit field day, and they have their first planning meeting this afternoon. So pretty excited about that as well. It's a great opportunity. We did a great job with it last year, and so we want to carry that over again this year and provide some more opportunities for our COML and COMT. Upcoming meetings, the Southwest Border Communications Working Group. This is a great meeting for those of you that deal with border issues. Bring people from all the border states, New Mexico State, Texas, and California, and talk about the different border issues with OEC. Statewide exercise is going to be November 6th and 7th, and this is just like the APCO Western Regional next year. They are looking for people to present. So be sure and put in the calendar when the conference itself is. The Western Regional is much bigger than the state conference. It's all the Western states that are invited to this, and then, again, they're looking for presenters. We attended the Southwest Border meeting in August of this year, and just to give you some updates on some things that happened there. Sue Swinton, who's one of the first net board members, gave a great presentation talking about the process and status of the section negotiations. She's the one negotiating with all the different states. And so she kind of gave us a nice high-level overview. Talked about how important the public safety grade deployment was going to be, recognizing that public safety does expect higher standards than your normal cell phone provider, so making sure things are hard and reliable and secure. She talked a little bit about working with Texas and New Mexico on border issues. They're looking at working together on their project and coming up with something that deals specifically with the border and how they help the different challenges that they have. And then there was a really good audience interaction. She just stayed and answered a lot of questions about what people had to talk about. One of the big pushes from the audience was reminding, or first, to please keep putting reminders out that this is not going to replace LMR. We still have to pay for that new infrastructure. So she was very cognizant of that. She heard it from a lot of different people. So I think she walked away with some good information there. We also got updates on the different broadband initiatives that are happening. So BayRICS, the Texas SWIC talked, the New Mexico SWIC, and then LA RICS. BayRICS is up in San Francisco, working on their project. They've been going for quite some time. Cross-border communications, this is a program that the Department of Homeland Security has been working on for several years now, and they finally have it up and running, and it allows the Border Patrol and then the Mexican C4, which is their dispatch center, which is basically their 911 center, it allows them to talk to each other. One of the challenges that they found is, I'm reading through their SOPs, they're trying to get through this, but sometimes the Mexican dispatch center speaks Spanish only, and it makes it a little challenging for the TICP because they don't know Spanish. So some of the things they're going to have to work through. But what we're looking at, and what they were looking at, is integrating local users into this. So Yuma and Santa Cruz have both indicated that they would like to be involved in this as well, to allow some of their local agencies to be able to talk with their Mexican counterparts when they're working in situations, maybe a wildfire, working with other types of situations where they need to talk to each other. DHS still has some work on that. We are hoping sometime in the future. They talked about making the SWIFT office the go-to person, so if anyone wants to join, they fill out an app, submit it to the SWIFT, goes to OEC, and then over to DHS. Right out there. So that's still in the works. Health Safety Communications Administrator Forum, Dave gave a presentation up there. He also gave the same presentation he gave to us at the PSIC. And then DICP, Yuma, and San Diego both gave updates on their progress at that meeting. Ooh, that's horrible. I'm sorry. Should not eat twice. TICP development. Just wanted to show you that the state's doing great as far as TICPs. We will be done with every county by the end of the year. We've got AZPSIC tomorrow, and then Gila, Graham, and Greenlee. Gila's doing their own TICP, and then Graham and Greenlee are doing theirs. We met with them on September 24th, and they're going to have their draft final within the next month or so. And so we've got a couple other people that are looking at their TICPs. It's about time to start reviewing it, see if there's some updates. So good news for Arizona. RICO Project, just to give you an update, we talked a little bit about this before. The Bernardino Mountain is up and running, and Yuma has started making appointments with all the different agencies that are going to be on the dispatch channel, which is very similar to what we have up here in Maricopa. It allows all the different dispatch agencies down on the south end of the state to talk to each other. ADAM's going to be included in that. They have their equipment. They're going to install the stuff. They're looking at moving, and I don't know if Yuma may know more about that, so they haven't decided how they're going to participate, if they're going to. But Yuma has scheduled all the different agencies, several county agencies, several local agencies, like Santa Cruz, Nogales, Cochise, to all be able to talk together to each other, dispatch to dispatch, not road units. And so they're going to send people out to do towers on October 28th, and once that's done, they'll start doing console integration. We did create a SOP. We worked with the different agencies on this when we very first started the project, just kind of guiding them how this channel will work. And once we get that equipment in and up and functional, and they kind of understand a little bit more about what their options are, we'll finalize that and hand it off to them. Unit recognition, we had an MCU work group meeting on October 8th, and congratulations for Rob Parks. He is our newest COMT. So,
Huh?
I'm a COMT and a COML. Did COML 4 months ago.
Right here, where she was. If those of you that know Ron know that he's great at what he does, so congratulations, well deserved. And then, so we've got stats here, 24 individuals representing agencies from this county have been granted recognition of either COML or COMT. And we do have that list on our website if you ever do need it. Sure.
Just had one.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry. You like my name? I'll just forget, sorry.
Just a question, maybe I missed it as you went through, because you were going through pretty
I was. Oh, I forgot one.
good clip. You didn't forget one? This has the Navajo Nation was awarded the TA, but it doesn't say what. Did they not have to apply for a specific one? They just got...
The Navajo Nation, because of the unique relationships between tribes and the federal government, they work directly with each other. The Navajo Nation was one of the first tribes in the country to actually complete all of their NECP Goal 2 submissions to the Fed. Those were not done through the state, but were direct tribe to federal relationship there. Because they completed it, they got a TA. Actually, Karen, you went up there for the meeting, so I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, they got a TA directly through OEC. It doesn't come through us at all. It's just a different process. And so what OEC did is they met with them and they kind of had a chat with them and say, what are your challenges? Here are some options. Same catalog as we provide to you all to look at. Here are some options. Let's have a conversation about what you see would best benefit you. And what they came up with is a TA that it's just interoperability, basically. It's identify what are your resources. They have some big fairs up there. Because of how they're situated, they work with Arizona, they work with New Mexico, so they have a lot of different relationships.
Yeah, we work with them a lot.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and what they looked at was bringing in, and this, unfortunately, because of all the issues they've been having up there with flooding and things, they haven't been able to really push this through very quickly. They've just been inundated with dealing with the issues surrounding the county, but they're looking at bringing in executive management from the different agencies and kind of having discussions with them about what the interoperable options are. And then once they're done with that, kind of taking it a step further and looking at, okay, now you've got not an exercise, not anything like that, but now you've got a big county fair and you've got all these agencies coming in, let's see how that works for you and let's see how that helps, how did this training affect how you did your next event. So I don't know, their goal was to do the county fair that was in August, I want to say. It's not a county fair, but their fair they have up there. And they missed that because of everything that was happening. They had a new emergency manager come in, and she was trying to play catch-up, and she's kind of tried to oversee some of this with a couple other people from their employee agency. So I've been touching base with them once a month, and OEC's trying, they've got everything kind of ready. It's just waiting for them the Navajo Nation to be ready to do it. It's a good opportunity. The one thing I did forget, since you talked about TAs, is we did put in for 5 TAs. We went through all the stakeholder feedback that we received, as well as the PSIC and SIEC. And there on the front, we have a list of what we put in for. So the communications training course, we talked a lot about the fact how expensive it is right now to put on cont classes. So we want to get a good cache of trainers within our state to be able to teach us classes and bring our costs down to provide more classes for that. All hazards, comms unit exercise, that was brought up at our meeting, wanting to get more of our COMMELs and our COMT task force signed off. Getting a statewide TICP going, bringing in all this information and putting it in one central location to make it a little bit easier. We've been looking at what Oregon put together, and they've got a pretty good document they have and that they provide to their users. It's very helpful. Auxiliary communication workshop, we know we've got a lot of potential there that we'd like to go ahead and tap into. And then SOP development workshop. So
that one specifically was to update ADEM's emergency alert, warning, and communications plan. Can remember things.
I'm glad you did, because I didn't.
Okay. Were there any other questions, or I can't talk that one? Okay, moving on then. Item 6 is called the public. Do you have anything anybody would like to bring up? So our next meeting is Tuesday, January 21st. Here. And the next PSIC meeting is the 19th, and before that's the little handout we have, but it's only 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., not 9 a.m. to 12 midnight.
No, that's quite fine.